Bonjour Juliette.
Bonjour Hanan.
Ça va? Vous allez bien?
Ça va très bien.
I'm frowning. I'm giving that Zuma face.
You always frown on Friday.
Oui.
Happy Valentine's.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ah, c'est le rouge. Comme elle est bien en rouge.
Absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Anyway, Juliet, Yaya Toure, and he's been the news so much this week. What's up with Yaya?
Yaya Toure, a lot of drama going on after he retired this week from international duty. He's also having troubles at club level, and we understand that Yaya Toure wants to stay in the Premier League if he leaves Manchester City in the January transfer window. So the Ivory Coast star accepts he has no future at the Etihad following a spectacular fallout between his agent Dimitri Seluk and new City boss Pep Guardiola. So Pep Guardiola said this week that his agent must apologize for comments he made about the club, and his agent is unrepentant. He says, I am not apologizing to you, Pep Guardiola. I have my player. I say what I want to say, so I am not responding to you. And according to his agent, he claims that millions of fans in Africa should, they are going to lose fans. Manchester City are going to lose a lot of fans in Africa because when they offload Yaya Toure. And Yaya has been omitted from Manchester City's team photo last week and also their Champions League squad. And City wants to get Toure's £220,000 a week wages off their books, and they will open offers in January. So it is understood that they would be prepared to let a 33-year-old go to another Premier League club. And what we also understand is that it's not going too well for him at the club. So I have been getting more insight on this particular issue from the UK with Ed Aarons, who is the deputy news editor for Guardian Sport.
It's kind of a bit of double standards, really, and Yaya was very upset, I think, to hear about this situation via the media, and it was in a very public place as well. It was in a press conference before the EFL game against Swansea on Wednesday night. And so to find out that you're not going to play again for the club that you've been at for several years, I think it's 6 years he's been at Manchester City now, it is very harsh. And as you say, Pep Guardiola has complained about the media in the past in the way that, that they pander to certain conflicts, like, when Manchester City played Manchester United, but then he's used it himself to sort of get back at a player who's been a real servant for City as well over the years. They've won league titles, 2 league titles with him in the team, 2 FA Cups, established themselves as one of the biggest clubs in Europe really these days. And Yaya has been a big part of that. I think it's not a very nice way to be treated. And also he's retired from international football for Côte d'Ivoire this week. And that's a surprise for me as well, because perhaps he could have, really dedicated himself to one last appearance in the Ivory Coast shirt. And he's not going to anymore. So, it's a really sad situation. Hopefully they can get it resolved and he can at least play some matches in the Premier League, because he's not in the Champions League squad for Manchester City.
Et puis Juliette,
Juliette, and
qu'il ait annoncé son retrait et la fin de sa carrière internationale.
Toure captained the Ivory Coast to the Cup of Nations in 2015 and made 102 appearances in 14 years for the Elephants. And fans in Abidjan gave their thoughts about the retirement.
Yaya Toure has his reason, and he served the nation loyally, but I do not think that his retirement has come at the right time. He should have waited until after the 2017 Africa Cup of Nations to thank all Ivorians and humbly retire. But today, it is with regret that we learn of this news, and I wonder if a succession will be assured, because he was a valiant fighter and an honest citizen with many services rendered to this country. We must say thank you and award him full honors before the Ivorian nation. There are players like Didier Drogba, Didier Zokora and Yaya Toure who are retired today. But there is the next generation of youth that has emerged and will accomplish even more and then retire one day as well. So congratulations to Yaya Toure if he has retired. To me, the Ivorian hasn't changed. Elephants remain elephants. We are not okay with the fact that he has just retired. Why is he so abruptly retiring at the age of 33? Didier Drogba also retired and then came back to play. In Yaya Toure's case, something isn't right. We, his fans and supporters in Ivory Coast, need to be explained the real reason.
Right, so there was fans in Abidjan talking about Yaya's retirement, but
I support them.
Okay, you support everything, but let me ask you, when was the last time you heard of Balotelli and the club he was playing for?
I don't know. Right now, I'm hearing so much about Pogba because
Anyway, forget about Paul Pogba. The news today is Mario Balotelli, and already he has become a cult superstar with new club that is Nice in France, and he continued his impressive start at the French side Nice with his second brace in as many Ligue 1 matches for his new club. So supporters in the UK have been largely bemused by the Italian forward's form for his new employers after he followed his inconsistent performances for Manchester City with an outright dreadful spell at Liverpool. And Nice coach Lucien Favre has admitted even he has been surprised by Mario Balotelli's stunning start in League One. And the interesting thing is that Nice are currently top of the table in League One, but they are followed closely by defending champions PSG. So Balotelli is in the news again, and this time he's scoring goals.
Well, I like Balotelli. I almost like every individual with an African descent that's playing in either League One.
With a lot of character. I know
yeah, with a lot of character. Exactement. Exactement.
Okay, so that's
and expect Balotelli to give people a good show.
Yeah,
this season.
Definitely. He's hoping to get back to maybe the Premier League, but, you know, the media doesn't really help him. So I think for the League One, it's a bit okay for him. He's settled, he's relaxed, so he can play his normal game. He doesn't speak too much to the media, so it's fine. It works for him.
Should advise Pogba.
That's it for me.
Merci beaucoup, Juliette. On se retrouve.
Thank you very much, Juliette. See you next week.